make the most money. Just like Gabe said, where is that traffic, right? So then you build it into where you're going to have success, rather than kind of being like, all right, let me just get through this research really quick. Let me get it over with. It's not important. Let me chuck up a site, right?
Yep.
All of a sudden you chuck up a site, and a lot of times, I know I've done this, right? So I've made this mistake, just done a lot of McDonald's doesn't just go, you know what, we're going to plop our McDonald's here, right?
Mm-hmm.
They actually spend lots of time researching where, what street, what's the traffic, what's the demographics, is the population growing there?
Yeah.
So really at the end of the day, guys, it's treat this like a real business, right? Don't play this game like an amateur. An amateur goes, picks it, does very little research and goes, launches, right? In business, I always think you want to measure twice, like the carpenter does, before you cut once, right? So it's not, you're just kind of being a bull out there. It's figure out where you could make the most money. Just like Gabe said, where is that traffic, right? So then you build it into where you're going to have success, rather than kind of being like, all right, let me just get through this research really quick. Let me get it over with. It's not important. Let me chuck up a site, right? All of a sudden you chuck up a site, and a lot of times, I know I've done this, right? So I've made this mistake, just done a lot of crap. And you're like, wait a second, I could have saved all that work if I would have just done a bit of research, right? There was no traffic there anyway.
Yep.
That was dumb.
Yeah. No.
Anyway,
like
learn from my mistakes, do the research,
measure twice, cut once.
Exactly.
No, I love it. Yeah, because you look, especially like the restaurant industry, right? Like restaurants are a very low margin business and very demanding resource wise. Being in the right location can be key. Being in the right market. You look at any kind of franchise type business. I got a buddy that owns an Orange Theory and the rights to a couple of others, and they have it down to, certain how many homes within a certain price range compared to like what the median is in that town and what the population size is will dictate whether or not they can be successful, because they know what their demographic is. And so doing that research up front is really crucial. Agora Financial, those guys, those copywriters that work on those campaigns, which, a lot of these, end up totally busting still. And they might have, 1 or 2 out of 10 that hit it big. And you're talking like 7, 8, 9-figure campaigns and launches, like they do serious revenue. These guys are in research for like months and months and months, looking at trends, looking at different industries, whether it's, certain stocks, they're looking at like the technology behind it. They're looking at like the story, because for them, so much of it is, yes, it's investment based, but it's also like, is there a good story behind it? Because that's going to dictate whether or not it latches hold in the market. And they're going to make every guess they possibly can. And we're doing the same thing when we're doing our due diligence. We're making the best like educated guess we can, but at the end of the day, not all of them are going to hit the same. And so you're giving yourself that leg up. And, worst case scenario, you have an asset that you've done some research behind that you can use now for portfolio, for backlinks, or to show as proof. And best case scenario, you hit something out of the park that's super easy to kind of like get traffic for, get the thing running out. You have businesses that are competing and want those leads. And so that research is crucial, and probably like, if not the most important step. Yep. What do we got? Do we got any questions?
Yeah. So Eugene actually gave me send a question. We missed this. So he said, Mike Marin, going through cold to sold. I use D7 to get some leads, but there's no names. Would you suggest sending out emails with no names or hiring someone to research this for you? So if you're just starting out, send it out with no names, right? I'm always like, just get it going. And then in the background, you could always be picking up the names. So I always like speed over, especially with cold email. It's free gambling. So if it's going to take you forever to get some sort of data, ultimately you want to get it, but you could always test that market without any names, right? Just send out, follow the templates in the course, and there you go.